All right. Are we all ready to start? Gotta get ready, personally. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the Llama Drama podcast, featuring yours truly, Llamas170, as your host. Welcome everybody. This is the first episode in a line of hopefully many, starting out as an assignment for my university teaching class. What I will want to go over in these podcasts, you may be asking yourself, why am I here? Why am I listening? Why would I even bother to click on this? Well, I will be going over anything and everything I want to. So, anything that I find interesting, I'll interview people that interest me, and much, much more. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, well then, look no further because, I'm sure there's a million other podcasts out there that do this exact same thing. Our first topic will be just on me. Where else better to start than the host hosting the show of the Llama Drama podcast, hosted by Llamas170, of course. So, if many of you have been following me for a while, you know a lot about me. My name is Timothy, or also known as Llamas170. I've been streaming off and on for the past several years, mainly as a hobby. I've kept doing it mainly because, I love talking to people and I love playing games. And what better way to talk to new people every day or talk to my friends while I'm playing a game with other people than by streaming, and I can just talk to whoever I want if they decide to come in. That's probably my favorite part of the whole fiasco of streaming is definitely talking to people. Except some people are very, very weird when they come in, and then I'm like, oh man, I wish they weren't here. But I'm happy that somebody actually enjoys coming to my stream, and that makes me happy. So let's talk a little bit more about me, my personal life outside of the streaming business, if you can call it a business. So I graduated back in 2017. Graduated high school. Decided I wanted to go into computer science. Went to a promising college for computer science. And actually found out that is probably one of the worst things I could ever put myself through. So I left that 2 years in. Got my Associate of the Arts. Went into graphic design because, that's a logical step going from computer science to graphic design. Realized that it wasn't for me, and I'll leave the creative business of graphic design to those more creative in graphic design. So I decided to switch over to secondary education in physics. Now that's a weird jump. Computer science to graphic design to secondary education in physics. How did it come to this? Well, it was always, those were my top 3, and I kind of just went in order of which ones I wanted to go into. I thought, I was like, this one I think is the right one for me, so let's start here. Then we'll move down, And then, over the past couple of years, we made it. Almost done. It's got one more semester left, and I am free. Then I'm going to be in school for the rest of my life. Woohoo! But when did I start streaming? I actually started streaming my freshman year of college. A long time ago. Freshman year of college. And it might not be for the reason you thought. I started streaming because I wanted to stream my competitive Dota 2 games with my team. I would stream our online competitive matches so that we could go back and watch them and our other friends could watch us play our competitive games. Holy shit, that was so funny. It was like the bare minimum, man. I didn't interact with chat. I didn't do anything. It was pretty much like I could have just been recording and that could have been it too, cuz I had to put like a minute delay on it. I couldn't look at chat and all this other stuff, like all these other things from my competitive league that we were in. It was so funny. Then, after the Dota team fell through, we started streaming some meta games to get more followers, trying to turn it into a career. At this point, I had figured out that computer science wasn't for me. So let's try to get some money out of the streaming thing, Already got a few followers. Let's get some money, you know what I'm saying? Good luck with that if that's your choice. If you want to do that, if you want to go into streaming full-time thing, make sure you got a lot of backup money, a good backup plan, and a lot of patience and hard work. Because it did not work out for me. So, I quit for a little bit. Was doing some schooling here and there. Quit for a good while, I think. The Dota team was done. Wasn't getting too many followers. So I had to quit for a little bit. Then I started streaming because I actually enjoyed it. I was like, it's not about the money. It's not about the fans. It's not about the fame. I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy streaming any game so I can talk to somebody while I'm playing the game. Always love doing that. Streaming to entertain others. When somebody's entertained, I'm a happy man. And I was playing games already. Why not just stream them? Now, where am I now in the streaming world? And if you're watching this live on Twitch, you're probably wondering that if you want to come back now and then. Well, I stream a lot of World of Warcraft, unfortunately. And more unfortunately, mostly classic. Started to stream a lot of variety here and there. Going to be having loads of podcasts. Going to stream all of those. Probably most of them being later in the evening sort of podcasts. So everyone else in my house is asleep and I don't have to worry about most of the sounds. I've been doing Lego streams. Very fun. I think we're going to get the next Lego set within the next few weeks, week or two. And I've also started making some YouTube videos. I have one almost done. I have everything together. I just need to stitch it together and do the voiceover. I have everything ready. And there's a couple I need to finish up the scripts and put the videos together, and those should be going up too. Lots of fun things planned for the stream and for the podcasts. So why not stick around, watch a little? Now, to get us through this, let's think about some interesting facts about Llamas170. Well, first off, I have a 4-year-old Shiba Inu named Aiko. She's a sweet little girl, but she's also a menace. But that's why she's so cute. I have a nice hat collection, and each podcast I'll be wearing a different hat because I don't really actually need to wear my headset. I hate wearing a headset and a hat at the same time. But I will be switching out hats for each of my podcasts. So I think, if we do one podcast a week, I can last for a good long while before I have to get more hats for the podcast. And then I can reuse the first couple ones, you know what I'm saying? If you couldn't tell, my favorite animal is the llama. This guy right here. Favorite animal. What's not to like about him, you know what I'm saying? My username, if you're wondering where my username came from, it's actually a funny story. My brother got me Portal 2 for like my 8th birthday or something like this. And I was like, whoa, thanks, bro. It was for the PS3 or something. And he was like, you know what? Let's put this on Steam so you can play it on Steam because it came with a Steam key as well. And I was like, yo, awesome. I could play it on the computer. Because I had my own computer back then too, you know. Like a shit computer, but I had one. Then it wanted a username and password. So I was like, okay, let's just random generate one. So it recommended llamas. And so I put in llamas, typed in the password, and can't have that one. So my brother's like, how about you put 170 llamas? So I was like, all right, llamas170. And that's how my username was born. Thanks, bro. One other fact. I have a girlfriend. She's pretty cool. Taking her out tomorrow. We're going to have a good time. Might get her some flowers. We'll see. They're probably all sold out already. Because you can't buy... The conundrum with flowers for Valentine's Day is you can't buy them before Valentine's Day because then they'll go bad earlier. So you want to buy it like on Valentine's Day. But then they're all gone because people bought them. So I'm going to have to go early tomorrow and maybe get her some. I don't know. I don't know if she's been nice enough to me recently. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I turned 24 this year. It's another interesting fact. Probably a really sad fact. 24 years old. That's something right there, man. I already feel it in my knees. In the back, the lower back. Still got a patchy beard, though. What can you do? Now, we're done with the Llamas170 facts. What about the interesting llama facts out there? Well, llamas are members of the camelid family, meaning they're pretty closely related to camels and vicuñas. I have no fucking clue what a vicuña is. It just said that on the fact sheet, so I'm just gonna put that out there. Did you know camelids first appeared in the central plains of North America about 40 million years ago? And about 3 million years ago, the llama's ancestors migrated to South America, where most of them are located today. That's because during the last ice age, camelids went extinct in North America. Now, there are about 160,000 llamas and 100,000 alpacas in the United States and Canada. That's North America, if you were wondering. Llamas were first domesticated and used as pack animals about 4,000 to 5,000 years ago in the Peruvian highlands. Just imagine how amazing it would have been back then to be one of the first people just to see a llama and just be like, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that animal to carry my shit around. Llamas can grow as much as 6 feet tall, though the average llama is between 5 feet 6 inches and 5 feet 9 inches tall. This means I am taller than the average llama, but not the tallest of llamas. Llamas weigh between 280 to 450 pounds and carry 25 to 30% of their body weight. So a 400-pound male llama can carry around 100 to 120 pounds on a trek of 10 to 12 miles with no problem. So they can't really carry me like a horse can, but they're still pretty great. And then did you know, I think this is probably one of the most interesting facts about them, that llama poop has almost no odor. Llama farmers refer to llama manure as llama beans. The Incas would burn the dried llama poop or llama beans for fuel back in the day. Unbelievable. It's even making energy so you can take care of it. I wish my poop didn't have to stink, you know what I'm saying? They have me beat in that area. A baby llama is called a cria, which is the Spanish word for baby. And in fact, a lot of the animals around there, their babies are called cria. A group of llamas is called a herd. I don't know if that one's very interesting. You probably already knew that. The current population of llamas and alpacas in South America is estimated to be more than 7 million individuals. That's a lot of llamas and alpacas, man. 7 million. I mean, that's probably the entire like South America. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure there's some in Central America as well. If there's some in North America, some in South America, there has to be some in the middle. I don't wonder how much they're in the middle. It's probably like most at the bottom, medium in the middle, and then like the least up top. And if we already got several thousands of them up here, there has to be like a good in between. You know what I'm saying? Now you might be asking, llamas. You've mentioned alpacas and a llama. I don't even know what the difference is between those two. Well, the two things you want to look out for. First off, what's right above me and behind me, this is the three things, is a llama, not an alpaca. Llamas are generally about twice the size of an alpaca and have short, pointy ears. Alpacas have short, pointy ears, where llamas have much longer ears and stand straight up and give them an alert look. Very important distinction between the two of them. And the last important fact, I'm not actually a llama disguised as a person. As cool as that would be, I am not. Unfortunately, I am not an alpaca or a llama. Now that'd be pretty darn cool to be a llama, I'd say. Your poop doesn't smell. You can carry a lot on your back. I had another one. Let's see. Oh, but I may not be a llama, but just like me, a llama knows their limits. If you try to overload a llama with too much weight, the llama is likely to lie down and simply refuse to move. That is literally me. Put too much weight on me and I'll just refuse to move myself. You know what I'm saying? I think I defined the day I know I made it is the day I own a llama. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The day I own a llama is the day I made it. Gosh, just imagine having your own little pen out back. You can go out there. It doesn't smell like shit, like every other animal out there. You go out back, and you just feed your llama. How amazing is that? It reminds me of let me see if I can pull it up. 1 second. Let me add this real quick. Display capture. Okay. Oops. Let's put that right there. Okay. Yeah, let me go. It reminds me of this little clip. I'm going to pull it up real quick. I'll close the webcam so we can watch it. Yes.
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner.
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner. So that's a llama.
Tina, eat.
Because its ears are up, right? What a magnificent creature. Yeah, it looks like it was about 5 foot something. What a legend. Holy shit. Yeah, I remember watching that movie back in the day. What a legendary movie. Napoleon Dynamite. And I knew from that day when I first saw that movie, I wanted that llama. I wanted it for myself. So now I'm going to go to any questions from the Twitch viewership out there before we close this off. The first episode is going to be rather short compared to the rest of them, even though I prepared like 4 pages of notes to go through, and I went through them pretty fast. Any questions out there in the audience that we might want to go through? I think in the next few episodes, we're going to be going over college life. I'm going to have a guest on for that one. Then we might go into video game commentary, and I'll have another guest on for that one. And those will be the episode 2s and 3. Then we'll probably do a few interview podcasts, or maybe one interview podcast with my parents. I think that's a good place to go. But expect those over the next few weeks. And hopefully those will be better days than what today was. I finished my praxis exam today. Terrible test. Terrible test. Never ever become a teacher. It's not worth it. They say, man, we need more teachers. Why does nobody want to be a teacher these days? And then they make it fucking impossible to become a fucking teacher, man. Like they make it so that you have to literally perform like a circus monkey to jump through all these hoops to get your degree. It's ridiculous. But thanks everybody. I think that's everything I had for today. Little short intro podcast for the Llama Drama podcast, hosted by Llamas170. I streamed this live on twitch.tv/Llamas170. I stream many other things besides just podcasts. So come by and say hi. Thank you all for listening and watching. It is always appreciated. Talk about the alpaca trip. True. Thanks, member of the audience. Talk about the alpaca trip. So you remember that girlfriend I mentioned a little bit ago? The cool one? Well, for my birthday last year, it was for my birthday, right? She took me to an alpaca farm nearby. There were cute little things. It was Christmas? That's basically the same thing. You know, my birthday's so close to Christmas. There were such cute little things. We got to feed them. We got to see where they lived. There was a bunch of good ones, bunch of bad ones. They all knew how to come up to you, and then they knew that the little baggies you were carrying were full of goodies that they wanted. So the smart ones would come right up to you, and they knew. And as soon as your bag was empty, they did not care about them. There was several babies there that were very, very young. They weren't very big at all yet at that point. A lot of them they weren't too sure about us. They didn't know the hidden min-maxing of finding the human and to get a bunch of the food. They let the parents did all of that. And it was so fun. The parents would just like push the babies out of the way to come get that food. They're like, I want that snack that they're handing out. They were a little dirtier than I would, have wanted. I think I'd keep my llamas a little more groomed than those alpacas. You know what I'm saying? And it's probably hard in the winter when they have these full coats and you're trying to take care of, and trying to keep them warm and everything. But, give them a bath every once in a while, spray them down, get all the poop off them. But, I wonder if alpaca's poop doesn't smell very much. Do you remember it smelling really bad? I do not remember it smelling very bad. But that was a fun trip, provided to me by my girlfriend, who I mentioned as of earlier, being pretty darn cool. Maybe I will get her some flowers tomorrow for Valentine's Day. We're gonna have to have her on the podcast someday too, but she's gonna have to come over and sit on the couch with me. We're gonna move. See, as you see, I have the chair, the fancy chair over here. It's actually a little heavier than I thought it was gonna be. I need to start hitting the gym again, man. But I felt pretty like weirdly like on and off sick over the past week, so I was gonna go this last week, but I did not feel very well. Then I had to take my praxis today, so maybe we'll get into it later. But you know, what else? What can you do? What can you do out there? Especially when your World of Warcraft guild sucks literal ball cheeks and can't even do a single hard mode in the most recent World of Warcraft raid. But you know, what can you do? Any other comments, concerns, questions from the Twitch audience? I'll give you guys a moment to collect your thoughts. Maybe say something. But if not, again, this is only the first episode and hopefully a long chain of episodes titled The Llama Drama Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Llamas170. The first episode being titled Llamas170, diving more deeply into what makes me llamas. And unfortunately, I am not a llama disguised as a person. Some day you'll look back on this, go back to the first podcast episode and say, huh, he does have a llama now. He truly did make it. He said his dream back then. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll probably make this, I'll probably pick a day where we will do every podcast, and we'll try to do it once a week. And we'll do it every week on that day at a specific time. So everyone can come and we'll get that scheduled out. Otherwise, look forward to it next Monday. I think we might make them on Mondays, because Monday's a very boring day. Not much happens on Mondays. So stop by next Monday for the next episode of the Llama Drama Podcast. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. What would I name my first? You see, you gotta come up with these names before I say my entire outro. You know what I'm saying? What would I name my first llama? Maybe I'd name it Junior, because maybe I am just a llama in a human costume. I think Junior would be a pretty fitting name. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe Fred. You got to give it like a weird human name. Junior, Fred. Pepe Pan. I don't think I'd name it Pepe Pans. All right, but that is it for realsies this time. Little 30-minute intro episode about what this podcast is going to be about, who I am, and what to expect in the future. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, especially that pretty cool girlfriend out there. I will catch you guys all next week, most likely on Monday, for episode 2, where we'll be going over college life and all the legal things that happened during that. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Bye, everybody.